Stafford, the refreshing approach to fitness.
Stafford Computing is your one-stop shop for all your PC and laptop needs. We're a family-run business, and with over 10 years of experience in our field, we know exactly what matters to you. We repair and sell both laptops and PCs, and can offer free expert advice to help you get the most from your computing experience. From a simple home PC for you and the family, to a custom-made unit for the home-based professional, Stafford Computing can cater for you. Give us a call on Stafford 618-792, or why not check out our website, stafford-computing.co.uk. Stafford Computing, Eastgate Street, Stafford. Everything you need for your computer.
When it comes to redecorating your home, some jobs just need that expert touch. That's where Abode Plastering Services come in. We can turn a bare room into a finished room, no problem. From plasterwork, rendering to Tyrolean applications to plasterboarding, coping and skirting, we can do it all. We can even overskim over Artex. For quality workmanship at reasonable rates, call us now on Stafford 60 6402 or email abode@gmx.com. Call the experts. Call Abode Plastering Services.
From Staffordshire's county town. Returning to your FM radio on Friday 18th of May.
The Friday Night Experiment
on Stafford FM.
We'll just have a bit of a dance to that one. We always like that one, don't we? So, shall I put your microphone up?
Hello.
There you go.
I am here.
You are.
Honestly.
There are those that would wish you weren't.
Oh, thanks very much.
I think it's the same people that said you had the face for radio last week.
Oh, I have a perfect face for radio.
You do. You and me both.
Says the station manager.
Yeah.
Stop emailing me.
So we're back with Bon and Alex from the Staffordshire Paranormal Research Team. We've kind of touched on the how you go about your picking your locations and.
I think you wanted.
There's a strange man making strange signs through a window. Don't worry about it. So we've touched on how you pick your locations and the kind of experiments you perform while you're there. What's been your favourite location to date that you've investigated?
Oh, there's been quite a few. One that actually does stick out. We were doing. It was actually a pub in Stoke-on-Trent.
Yep.
And while we were there, we felt cold spots, and it was sort of coming up to sort of the knee area, and the sensitive sort of sensed that there was a child in the room.
Right.
So on that night we got a ball with us, so we started rolling it between myself and one of the other members, and backwards and forwards, and all of a sudden it went off in another direction, and it kept doing that, and it was really good. And we've got a little bit of footage of that on video.
Right.
We did, obviously, afterwards we did test the floor to see if if there was any
kinks or make sure it was level, that sort of thing.
That's it. Yeah, and it was. There was, there was no way it could have done it on its own.
Right.
And at the end of the night, of course, you're packing up all your equipment. Video cameras are off. Yeah. All of a sudden, out the corner of your eye, you see it going across the floor. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Why didn't you do that 5 minutes ago?
Yeah. I was going to ask you if you ever get those like moments where you feel like it's being ever so sort of playful in a way.
Yes.
Sort of like playing with you to that extent where not only is it playing with the ball, but it's even doing it when you don't want it to. It's
yeah. It is. It's amazing. I suppose if it was a child, then a child would sort of be playful.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Have you had any? I'm sure you've had quite a few. You've been to locations where you've had absolutely nothing.
Yes,
you
quite a lot.
Spent all night.
Yeah, just sitting there, calling out. You can go to a location a few times, nothing at all happen. Then the very next time you could pick something up. All sort of things could go off. It's just very unpredictable.
Do you find that frustrating?
Very. Yes.
When you've got those moments though, those rare moments, it's got to make it all worth it. When you,
oh yes.
Yeah,
it's brilliant.
It's just totally. It's got to be unique every time.
Yes. Oh yes. Every investigation is, but it's when you get those moments, it's wow.
Exactly.
What would be, in your opinion, then the most haunted place in Staffordshire? I mean, I know
That's a big question.
it is a big question, and you have your usual suspects around the area. You've got places like Tutbury Castle and things like that, the well-known ones.
Yes.
But obviously, you've done these investigations, so and you live and breathe this kind of stuff. So, if we take away the sort of tourist areas, if you
Yes.
like, what would you say? Where would you say?
Oh goodness, I wouldn't like to pin down one.
Out of experience and my sort of opinion from going on Ghost Hunt, I'd probably say it was the Leopard Inn in Burslem.
Yes.
Because when I had my first vigil, it was quite exciting.
Eventful.
Yes, it was
Right.
very eventful. We had to actually call it short because it got a bit too eventful.
Oh dear.
Yeah,
Wow.
and it was my first ever vigil. I was only like 17, 16, something whereabouts, for a first vigil. Traumatic, but it actually drew me more in to
Right, yeah.
the sort of field. So, it's
So, what sort of things happen?
what sort of things happen? Well,
we got to know. You can't just leave it like that. Now, our listeners are dying to know.
well, we've done an investigation. There had been a couple of noises here, a couple of sort of lights, maybe a few sightings, and it wasn't boring. There was a lot of things going on that sort of kept us almost on the edge of our seats. But at one point, and it got quite later on in the evening, and we also called out again. Must be some bad luck with calling out, I don't know. But we stood around the table, and we could feel a couple of sensitives in the group could feel like children, like wee bairns running around and basically just have a good time, being jolly, as kids should do.
Mm-hmm.
And then from above, it came down this almost like an oppressive feeling.
Right.
And I was one of the first to notice it, and a couple of others then began to notice the same feeling, and we called it a night. But it's kind of like that sort of somebody you really, really hate walks into the room, and they're a person of unsavoury character, should we say.
Yes.
And the whole sort of the room becomes very anxious.
Yeah.
And it was that exact feeling, but you could actually feel it almost sort of sliding down the walls at you. It was quite rough.
I noticed you mentioned several times tonight you've got sensitives. You say you avoided the word psychic on there.
Yes, I mean, to me, psychic is a sixth sense.
Yeah.
So, which I believe everybody has the ability to have.
Right.
But whereas most people would say they've got a medium within the group.
Yes.
We class them as sensitives, because to me a medium is somebody that would do platform work in a spiritual church. That somebody that is of that sort. So we say sensitives.
Yeah.
Yes.
I also noticed in your team you have a demonologist.
Yes, stress.
Yes.
That's it's well up on the demons. Demons are something I'm sort of realising that yes, I think they do exist.
Yeah.
But it's full of a mind of information.
There's still a lot of ground to cover on that front.
Yeah, absolutely.
How much research do you do on the locations before you go?
One of the group will do quite a lot. They will go on the internet, they will see whatever they can find.
Yeah.
Obviously it's the person that knows where we're going and some of the background.
Yeah.
And afterwards is when you do more of the research, like going up to the reference library and everything.
Yes.
Yeah, because you've got to be a bit careful. You can't take for face value what's on the internet or on a lot of these places, can you?
No, exactly.
You get all sorts of people saying, "Oh yes, I felt something there. It's definitely something," and some of it, I'm sure some of it, most of it is genuine, but I would be very concerned about taking anything as read.
You can't do that.
You said you were a student of history, and the roles must mix together quite well, really.
They do to an extent, when you come to sort of looking up where you've been after you've been there and seeing what went on, see if anything like events happen there that may match up to what one of the sensitives have come out with. For example, let's say we're in a place somewhere that's quite heavily industrified, and halfway through the night somebody says it's got bombed in World War II, and then you go to the reference library and you're typing away looking through books, and then you find like the place you're at actually got bombed in World War II, and it does come into play a lot. But I mean, a lot of what I study is generally like far from home, and so.
But it gives you the tools to be able to research it properly.
Absolutely, yes.
Is there a location you really want to investigate that you've not actually been to yet?
Well, there's a lot.
Yeah.
I would like to go to Drakelow Tunnels. I think we were discussing that outside earlier. One that I would like. The only problem is the places that have been done to death, perhaps, but Nottingham Galleries of Justice. Yeah, definitely love to go there.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Just coming towards the end of the interview now. So again, you touched on this earlier, that you have calls from people that think they may have a haunting or similar. If someone thinks that, if someone is under the belief that they have a haunting, possibly their house or something like that, what can they do?
Basically, contact us through the website, Staffordshire Paranormal Research Team.com.
Yep.
We will come out. We can discuss things first of all. We'll come out and investigate for you. It's free of charge. Obviously, it is because we're in Stoke-on-Trent.
Yep.
If it is quite a way, we might ask for contribution towards petrol.
Sure. Yeah.
But it's free of charge.
Okay.
We can put a link to the website on our.
We'll throw that up on our Facebook page in a little while.
Thank you.
Is there a way that people can get involved? I mean, I would imagine you're not looking for new team members now, but
we aren't at the moment. No. I mean, if we ever did something such as a sponsored one, where we may want other people to come in to help us with that would be brilliant. It's something that we are looking to do in the near future.
And what about if someone's interested in the subject and might want to go off and do their own investigations, that sort of thing? What advice would you give them?
Well, basically, if somebody wants to start and, look into it, all they need to go is notepaper and pen, a torch and a camera.
Right.
That is your basic tools that you do need. And then, of course, you build up your other equipment. I
guess it's also important to make sure you don't take absolutely everything as proof. You need to make sure you're absolutely sure.
Yeah, and try and have somebody with you.
Yep.
Always, apart from health and safety issues, if you experience something, you need somebody there to
either verify or rationalise.
Yeah.
Yep. And can we see any of your investigations online, or
not at the moment?
Right.
Not at the moment. It's something we're looking into doing the.
But can we find information on previous ones that you've done there?
Not on the website. In fact, the website hasn't been up long. It's something still in progress.
Okay.
I'm learning all the time because I'm doing the actual website.
Oh, good. Well, hopefully in the future there'll be, because I'm sure that, as I say, we'll put the link up for you on our pages. And
we'll have some clips up and pictures.
Okay, lovely. Well, it's been absolutely fantastic chatting to you both. Thank you very much for coming in tonight. Hope you've enjoyed the chat. I'm sure our listeners have. If we get any feedback, we'll pass it on to you as well.
Thank you.
But in the meantime, just leaves me to say thank you to Yvonne and Alex for coming in tonight, and we'll let them go off now to have a little bit of a rest.
Thank you.
Looking a little bit nervous over in the corner. So, thank you for coming in, and we'll talk to you in a bit.